Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Anthony John Agnello, Senior Social Editor at Games Radar Plus. People are good at hiding their problems. It's not healthy. After all, letting pain and trauma simmer and stew always does the opposite of making it better. But pride being what it is, a lot of people keep quiet. And so it goes with game characters. In fact, some of the very cutest characters must have horrific lives by their very unspoken natures. But perhaps due to the pressure of keeping up their designated adorable personas, they seem to be hiding that fact. They must be. Particularly these 7 characters. Bub and Bob from Bubble Bobble. Bub winced in preparation. It was happening again, and this one was going to be bad. He could already feel it building in his throat, deeper than where the sensation usually started. That hard, round bulge made of a thick concentration of fluid, but made agonizingly tangible by the tenderness of his gullet tissue, already starting to press against his trachea, already starting to crush. Rising fast, but never fast enough to lessen the pain, it, as it always did, prompted uncontrollable convulsions, the heaving and the hacking tearing at his insides, the vague taste of blood apparent again, as his body further rebelled against him with such unfathomable cruelty. His mind raced with the hot panic that always came with this invisible strangulation. Breathing now impossible, he felt the last gasp of air, and sputum forced from his windpipe into the back of his mouth, dancing and churning against his epiglottis. Cheeks stretched to the point of tearing, the bubble would leave his mouth and start along its fearful journey. Yoshi from Super Mario World. Yoshi could stand no more. Head whirling with the incomprehensible horror of just one more hour in this world, he eyed the abyss between platforms with the same self-destructive lust with which an alcoholic covets a fresh bottle of vodka. Could he do it? He could not. Spine creaking under the plumber's weight, back screaming with fiery, contorting pain of endless labor, his fortitude was broken! He would do as he was told, and force the shell of another turtle down his sensitive throat, quietly hoping it would end him. In another world, he and the turtles could have been allies, brothers even, but this was Super Mario's world. All Pokemon forever. The Tepig was, by this point, quite mad. He knew now that the ball and the pain were everything. He existed in 2 states and 2 states only. In one, he would fight, locked in proximity with some poor, dumb, feral beast, so unlike him and so mercifully unaware of its plight. He would burn, scorch, and sear its flesh, lest the same be done to him, and then he would return to the ball, that tiny, airless hyperspace prison, all sides curved into one endless, unnavigable slope, all hope of orientation futile. Which of those halves was worse? He would never be able to say. Omnom in Cut the Rope. Omnom looked up. He had no choice, of course. The mechanism saw to that, holding him in place, tilting back his open jaw at the opportune moment. The device ensured that the speeding, sugary payload would hit its mark every time, hurtling from the sky at a disconcerting speed. Each confectionery bullet slammed from air to mouth to stomach in the blink of a watering eye. There was no time to swallow. There was certainly no time to chew. And besides, even if the process were to slow, all of Omnom's teeth had been shattered months ago. He had no hope of escape. Bob-OMB from Super Mario 64. Why had Bowser done it? Bob-OMBs would be a fine weapon, even humane weapons. Were they simple mechanical devices deployed on a wind-up path of destruction? But making them sentient? That's just malicious! And there's no doubt they are sentient. The lucky, strong ones had broken free from the Koopa Troop, repainting themselves in pink and dedicating their lives to peace. Their only act of aggression was in their aid of the plumber. But the remaining majority, they were cast into the green sprawl of the castle's hidden lands, free to enjoy their new homes until the Italian came, and the Italian would always come. Upon his arrival, they would sprint to a fiery death.
Now, you probably want to look stylish and sexy as you're gadding about Little Big Planet. So you need...
SACKBOY, from the Little Big Planet series. SACKBOY knew that he should not be. He was a lumpen, handcrafted parody of humanity. Why? Why did his human overlords force him to run, to leap, and to clamber through his every waking moment? The false, forced smile they had carved and sewn into his head was the ultimate vile mockery. Only his empty, black eyes spoke the truth. Bubsy, from the Bubsy series. Why had they made him like this? Why had they forced him into the spotlight, into a long, raging battle he neither wanted nor had any hope to win? Sonic and Mario had been honing their craft for years before he arrived, and he could barely even jump properly. And seriously, what was that 3D thing about? He was born a joke, and he would die a joke. His only relief was that the latter would come soon. Bubsy looked at the gun and twisted out a final, ambivalent smile. If you enjoy absurd things like this and want more of them, follow Games Radar on youtube.com/GamesRadar.